Okay, so I'm doing this video to explain how to convert your Signature grill to natural gas, or if you want, you just reverse it to go from natural gas back to propane. So let me explain first what we're going to be doing. So this are your main burner valves. Uh, Natural gas is going to require different hole size for the pilot versus propane. So the way your grill is going to be outfitted from brand new is going to be with LP or propane. So basically what you're going to want to be doing is you're going to be changing the size of this hole. The way we designed these valves for this grill, we didn't want people to have to change out valves and stuff like that. So what we did was we made this valve, this jet removable. This is going to have the smaller orifice for the propane. When you take that out, you are converting it back to the larger size hole, which would be for natural gas. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be removing those jets out of all 5 of those burners, and then also as well the side burner table or a smoker if yours is a smoker grill. So that's what we're going to be doing here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. The other thing you're going to want to do is if you remove this here, you're going to see right here a little opening where you can get to the screw, the accessing the screw. This screw is a limit screw. So when you're running propane, you're going to want full travel of this valve. So you have the off position, you have your high, medium, and then your low. Now, when you're dealing with natural gas, because it works off of a different pressure and everything, you don't want to go to low, because what it'll do is it'll put your flame out, and then you'll lose your flame, and you're just going to have natural gas, seeping out. So that screw is going to limit the travel on this. So it'll work without turning that screw. I do not advise it because you can accidentally turn the flame off but still have gas coming out of the burner. So what we did was we built the valves with this limit screw. And the way that works is when it's all the way out, it's going to be for propane. When you thread the screw in, if I can get on it, there, you thread the screw all the way in, and it's going to stop. It's not a matter of like making it tight or anything. It's just by hand. Now, with that screw threaded in, put this back on. Now what it's going to do is it's going to stop this valve here. It's no longer going to travel all the way down to the low setting. It's going to stop it to where your flame, this is going to be your new low. And that's going to stop it to where it'll keep the flame going, but it's going to be on the lowest setting possible. Now, if you go back to propane, obviously you're going to just want to turn that little screw all the way out. And then you bring it all the way out till it stops. It's not going to come out of the hole. It just, you feel it stop. It doesn't have to be super tight or anything like that. And then, you put the valve, the knob back on. That's all you're going to do to the valve on that end. Now, let's get into removing the orifice. Okay, what you're going to want to do is you're going to pull this clip off the burner tube. Okay, I've already pulled the clip off of it. It just left the pin in there. And then you're going to have to fish these out. You're going to fish them out to the side, but you're not going to take it all out because you got your electrodes still wired in. You just want to expose the backside of that valve. Now, this tool is one that comes with our retrofit kit for natural gas. You can use an extension with a socket. Okay, so we're going to take this wrench and we're going to go in there, and you're going to have to, you can kind of do it by braille there. It's on. So it's not a huge hole, but you can kind of find the valve, and then you're going to feel it. You just loosen it up. So you just spin this around about 3 or 4 turns, and I can feel it's out. Carefully pull this out. There it is. Now it's in hand. So that's your little jet that you're going to be pulling out. Now you are converted for natural gas. Then you just slip this 2-burner back in place, and you're going to feel around. You can't miss the valve. If it won't go all the way in. See how I can push it all the way past that point? That means it's over the valve. Then you just bring it back to there, put the clip back in, boom, you're done. You just do that to each burner just the same. Save these. We do not sell these separately. They're part of the valve. So if you lose them and you want to go back to LP, you're going to have to buy the valves in order to get these back again. So save them. Put them in a Ziploc, put them in a cubby in this thing somewhere, whatever, but save those. Now, that does the burners. Now we got to get into the, we got your side burner here. So if you have a side burner grill, you're going to have the same thing for the side burner. Everything that uses a flame is going to have these. Now this grill is actually a 131 model, which is a smoker instead of. So this has a side table on there because I put it on there, but it does not have the outlet for it. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pretend it's there, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. You basically take this little wing nut loose here, and you're going to spin this thing loose, and all you're going to end up doing is you're not removing this thing out of the grill. You're just taking this loose enough so that you can lift this thing out, basically. Come on. There it is. And you're going to lift this out of place. And right on the end of this outlet is going to be the same thing as what the gas valve has in it. It's going to have the little orifice. You're going to unthread that, and you're going to be set up already for the right size. Then you're going to set this back in there. You're going to put the nut back on, and everything's going to be back to the way it was, and that'll do that. Same process in regards to the smoker. Smoker, you got a burner tube. It's very similar to that. You're going to unscrew this, slide this burner tube out. You're going to have the same jet right there, but you're going to be able to see it because it's right here in front of you. Slide that out. You got the jet. You unthread it. Now you got the right size. So that's pretty much it. And obviously, if you're doing the reversal, you're going to if you already are set up for natural gas and you want to put it back, you're just going to reverse all the steps. You're just going to be threading all those little jets back in. So you're going to have 5 of the burners, and then you're going to have 1 for the smoker or side table. And so that's pretty much it. That kind of tells you like what you're up against. Remember, you have the limiting screws. You do have to turn those limiting screws. If you are going to natural gas, you want this to be limited to only the midway. You don't want to go all the way off. When it comes down to the opposite, you need that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I just want to do this video to help people out so they know what they're up against going from one way to the other. Like I say, if you have our retrofit kit, it's going to have this wrench in there. If not, I'm not 100% on the size, but I think it's like either a 1/4 inch or maybe a 5/16, 8 millimeter, something like that. But that's pretty much what it takes. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.